wanna party with a real one. Cups up in the club, getting drunk in the party, but won't spill none.
I need a favor. I don't usually make videos like this, but this is the transition that we're going into. I would like for everyone to pay attention to the things that are going on around them, how it affects our daily lives, our well-being. We tend to get distracted by the things going on around us, whether it's internet things, whether it's local things, whether it's gossip, whether it's drama, anything that removes us from our current state of affairs. Understand, right now, for many, it's been a long time, but I'm looking at it right now and where I am, and a self-realization that popped into my mind. We're living in pivotal times. There's been many pivotal times. COVID was a pivotal time. But when you look at the state of affairs, whether international or domestic, there is a lot going on. A lot going on. And everything that goes on, whether international, now I'm not going to say whether international, but international affects us. It does. So whether or not you choose not to pay attention because it's not happening directly next door to you, or it's not happening on your block or in your city, in your state, understand that it affects all of us. The elders that have lived through those previous pivotal times, whether it's recessions, depressions, whatever situations that have happened generations ago or even one generation ago, a lot of them are not here to share the direct details on how they handled these situations. The guidance is not there. It's there, but it's not there. Where we look for guidance is search engines, social media. That's where we look for guidance nowadays. And it's dangerous, because that still controls the narrative on what information we receive. These past few years, I have been really big on buying land, acquiring assets, and ownership, essentially, of anything that you have going on, just general ownership. And we've come into a time where a lot of the properties are owned by major corporations, enterprises, or a subsidiary of that. Those that choose to purchase homes now are subject to extremely high interest rates. We're talking 8%, 7% on a home. And the prices of homes now are already at, we're talking hundreds of thousands into the millions of dollars. Now imagine paying loan shark rates on 3, 4, 5, X amount of hundreds of thousands of dollars into the millions at this point. Those astronomical rates. The bank can afford to play the waiting game and hold on to these properties. I'm not sure the tax structure in terms of that. I know when homeowners pay taxes, there's generally, you get deductions and things of that nature. We're not going into that. The average person cannot afford to buy a home. I think I don't really pay, millennial, Gen Z, X, whatever. I know my age bracket, it's extremely difficult for us to purchase a home right now. Extremely difficult. Even if you go the FHA route or you go a conventional 5% route, you're still subject to the same interest rates, plus a PMI, a private mortgage insurance, that's tacked on top of that you pay for the life of the loan or until you refinance or after X amount of time. But that's, again, looking at your budget. What is that? Inflation. Super high. Everything is high. Everything is expensive now, yet the wages are still at a staggering low. The minimum wage is the bare minimum. The bare minimum. Wages are low. Crime is up. Crime is super high. Crime is crime. But crime is super high. People are disgruntled. People are angry. Tensions are rising internationally and nationally. What do we do? What do we do? Rent. Even if you choose to rent a home, you're still going to be subject to those high fees. You have people paying application fees and first month the deposit, as well as a broker fee. That's about 3 months worth of rent up front. Then you still have your utilities, which are high. Everyone needs a cell phone. Those are not the cheapest either. And we're doing the rat race of every year a phone comes out. Keeping up with the Joneses. That's another issue. We want the nicest of the nicest. We're lost. Food is extremely expensive, and quality food is, children aren't getting the right education. Teachers are underpaid. That's another thing. I am huge on capitalism. I think capitalism can change the world, where everyone is free to provide a service or a product and, of course, pay their taxes to keep the wheels of the world turning. And as a business owner, I get it. It's rough starting up and not having the support of the ones that are around you first, and then being able to branch off. It gets frustrating. It gets difficult. You feel lost. It's a lot. And then you still have to deal with things going on that we may not pay attention to because we're on social media. We're laughing at the gossip. We're laughing at the celebrity drama, but we're not noticing that the global conflict is directly affecting us. It affects our population and our economy. It affects us down the line. COVID affected us. COVID sent things. At this very moment, we're dealing with these astronomical prices and numbers. There are elderly that do not have adequate health care, they cannot have the simple means of life. They don't have the resources or assistance that they need. And if they do receive anything, it's the bare minimum. Most of them have already fought wars for this country. Most of them have spent most of their life working, paying their taxes, doing everything that they need to do, purchasing a home, providing tax resources back into the community through their taxes for decades. And nothing of that. Same goes for our veterans. Our veterans return home, and there's really nothing for them. Many of them have watched their friends and comrades die on battlefields, and there's nothing here for them. Upon returning home, they feel disconnected, they feel lost, they feel alone. Why? Because no one understands their struggle. No one understands what they've seen. They lose their family most because of it. They have a disconnect upon being reconnected. They're not taken care of. Our homeless crisis is another situation that is not being taken care of. All of these things tie into where we're headed within the next few years. We have teachers, in my opinion, and I mean no disrespect whatsoever, is one of the worst jobs to have. Being a teacher, why I say it's the worst job to have, because it is the most important job, one of the most important jobs. You're molding the minds of the next generation of leaders, of doctors, of politicians, of lawyers, of trade skilled workers, and it's a thankless job. It's the lowest paid. You're dealing with other people's children and the ideology that they give their children, and you still have to help guide and mold them and prepare them to be the better people that our society desperately needs. And you're getting paid pennies on the dollar. If I'm correct, I'm the first generation child of an immigrant. My mother immigrated from Haiti into America. I'm all for immigration, but I'm all for fair and just immigration. I do understand that immigration keeps a great economic balance. It helps bring other cultural views into our melting pot. And societal, that's great for society. That's great for potentially world peace. America can be that world peace symbol because of, okay, I watched my mother work all my life. I have had days where I'm in my house alone because my mother's not there. 1-bedroom apartment, my mother's not home. And this is no, I appreciate everything she's ever done for me to this very day. I do. But understanding that you have to chase money in order to provide for your family and to provide some sort of stability to your family is outrageous. Mind you, I am all for capitalism. Don't get it twisted. But there are people that do require assistance and that are unable to get it. My mother has been a single mother. And not once, maybe like once for about 3 months, she had food stamps. My mother had problems paying her rent. I watched my mother's rent. Well, not watch my mother's rent, but I've watched my mother have to go to court for rent. I've seen the papers come in. I've read the papers come in as a child. And my mother struggling to pay rent. I've watched borderline evictions. I've watched my mother deal with all of this while still doing her best to keep a smile on her face for me. I appreciate everything she's done, and this is what makes me the person I am today, because I understand that. My mother and I have been homeless together. My mother and I have slept in cars together. My mother and I have struggled together. Understand that they've done, most parents have done everything that they could with the resources that they have had and the knowledge that they have had available to them. I say that to say there are parents now that really just emphasize turning up, chasing a bag. Nothing wrong with chasing your bag, but don't chase your bag and let your kids run wild. The new babysitters, I was babysitted by the TV. I was. Video games, but now it's tablets. Now it's tablets. And tablets, the world is at the palm of your hand. As a child, to have the world in the palm of your hand, it's a dangerous weapon. I was raised by Zelda, Tom and Jerry. I watched some sitcoms, Three's Company, The Cosby Show, Good Times. But that was it. And there was no BT Uncut. We're not gonna. But in terms of real explicit nature, there was nothing of the magnitude that the children can be exposed to now. Focus on your children. If you have children, focus on your children. Work as hard as you can, but do not neglect to provide that value that your children need. The parental value, whether it's a single parent household or dual parent household, that balance needs to be there. I was raised by my mother only. I had grandmothers that held it down from time to time, but my mother is my rock that has raised me by herself. And I think I'm pretty manly, if I have to say so. So there's no negative aspect on that. It's all about what you're receptive to. Parents need to do better. And children, in terms of myself, need to do better as well. Because my goal is to retire my mother, and she can stop this running that race. Pass the baton to me, and parents need to focus on their children. Another situation. These are all the topics that I'm going to dive into throughout the series of these favors that are going directly to YouTube. If you've watched this long, 15 minutes, I salute you. We are a toxic culture right now. Toxic culture. I look at the things online. A lot of it is toxic. A lot of it is ignorant. A lot of it is foolish. A lot of it is negative. And it teaches us the wrong things. It pushes us into the wrong habits. Men and women now have no sense of purpose or desire to better themselves. I mean, I was like that myself. Negative, angry, substance abusing. Such is life, you know. But you have to learn at some point. There is a breaking point where it's not a negative breaking point. It's a breaking point where you say, wait, this is not it. This is not the quality of life. This is not it. This is not it. Not it. I'm from the hood. I consider myself. I'm not hood, but I know the vibes. And I see what's going on. It's a civil war. It's civil war. It's civil war going on. It's civil war. Everyone is angry. Everyone wants more. Everyone wants more. Everyone wants more. But you have to work. We have to learn, and we have to strive for better. We have to strive for better. Anger does not help. Lust is not helping. Lust is everywhere on the internet right now. You can go on Instagram. And find something. Sex is cheap. And the internet, it's a digital catalog right now for bodies. Porn used to be a separate industry. Now it's like a side hustle, a small business side hustle where you can digitally sell your product online, and your product being you. And there are people that empower that. There are people that support that. Hey, I'm not here to support that. I don't think it's morally correct, but we have men and women that look to the internet for celebrities to guide them, for celebrities to teach them how to love. This is the problem with the household. The parents did not teach how to love. Show your children how to love, and they won't have to worry about the celebrities teaching them how to love and what happened to this couple, what happened to that couple. It may be entertaining, but it is not a guiding light. It is not a guiding light by any means. By any means. Shout out to every celebrity. Hey, who said I would like to be a celebrity? I rap and all that. But shout out to the celebrities, but that is not the roadmap to a successful love life. You are your roadmap. Your partner or potential partner is your roadmap. Do not let the internet dictate your personality in your life. Do not. And this video is going on the internet, and I'm here to tell you that. Do not. We are listening to the internet. Meanwhile, in real life, digitally, everyone is glamorous. And in real life, people are living in filth. Disgusting habits, lost in a digital world, out of shape, out of motivation. Excuse me, but ready to get the next nut off. Next bottle, next blunt, next substance. Next choice of horrible habit, criminal-minded, sexually motivated. We are lost. But we're not finished. Oh, this has happened before. This has happened then, and this is happening now. Things were not affordable. Things were horrible. Things were bad. There was a quote that I read, and I forgot what it was. It was something about strong men lead to... I need that quote. If someone remembers the quote, please leave it in the comments. If you made it this far, salute to you. And weak men make something, then we need strong men again. That's the cycle. That's the cycle of it. People get comfortable. After a certain period of time, people get comfortable. And then bam. We're in the comfort stage right now where we are so used to everything being tailored to us. Everything is right there in the palm of your hand, literally in the palm of your hand. You can buy anything you want everywhere without having to go anywhere. You can have everything brought directly to your front door. You don't even have to get off you have to get off your couch to walk to the door, but you don't have to go any further than that. We're not finished. We're not. Look deep in yourself, okay? Do not be blind to these matters. Do not be blind to these matters. I get feelings when I'm lost. I feel like sometimes I'm a failure. I did not achieve anything. Then I say, whoa, you're not done? Look at what you've done. Look at where you are and look where you need to be. Where I was 5 years ago, the person I am now, I said I'd like to be that guy. I'm reasonably pleased with the person that I am right now. Every choice made on a national and international level affects us. So pay attention. Don't blindly follow, but keep your eyes and ears open. Understand that there is more than what you see around the four corners, on your block, up your block, in your city, in your state, in your country for that matter. Understand that. Look in the mirror sometimes, have a conversation with yourself and tell yourself what you need to do to be better. And also subscribe. Now, share your thoughts. If you watch this entire video, thank you. You are who I do it for. And as I continue to learn and I continue to share, I hope that you share and hope that we can learn together. I'll drop as much as I can. I'll continue to do what I need to do and still run this financial race until who knows. I hope everyone can do the same. Earn what you can, care for who you care for, and love unconditionally. Be well. God bless. Peace, humans.